Okay, this is more than 30 seconds, but since I got your attention, let's talk about a trap that every systems engineer falls into at some point in their career: building the perfect system. We spend weeks modeling on diagrams, debating tech stacks, and trying to build an impenetrable fortress of logic. We want the system that never goes down, never drops a packet, and handles traffic spikes with absolute grace. But the hard truth is, my core advice to you today: perfect systems do not exist. The universe tends toward entropy, and your servers, networks, and databases are no exception. Everything breaks. So, the mark of a truly mature systems engineer isn't knowing how to prevent all failures, it's knowing how to design a system that survives them. Instead of asking, how do we make sure this never fails? We need to start asking, what happens when this inevitably crashes at 3 a.m. on a Sunday? This is called designing for failure, and it requires shifting your mindset from prevention to resilience. Here are three practical ways to bake that resilience into your next architecture. First, you have to be the most pessimistic person in the room during the design phase. Look at every component and ask, what if this dies completely? What if the primary database goes offline? What if a third party API suddenly takes 10 seconds to respond instead of 10 milliseconds? If the answer is the whole system crashes, you have a single point of failure. Your architecture needs redundancies. Think of it like a commercial airliner. If one engine fails, the plane doesn't just fall out of the sky, it flies on the other engine to a safe landing. Second, learn to break down gracefully. If a system can't operate at 100%, it shouldn't immediately drop to 0%. Think about a streaming service. If their recommendation engine crashes, the user shouldn't get a blank screen or a 500 error. The system should gracefully break down by just showing a static list of popular movies instead. The user experience is slightly degraded, but the core functionality, watching a video, is still alive and well. Finally, invest heavily in observability. When things break, and again they will, time is your worst enemy. If you don't have proper logging, metrics, and tracing, you are flying blind. Don't treat monitoring as an afterthought that you tack on right before launch. Instrumentation needs to be part of the definition of done. If you deploy a service but have no way of knowing if it's silently failing, you haven't finished building the service. To wrap this up, stop chasing the illusion of perfection. Start embracing the reality of failure. Build systems that expect components to die, that break down gracefully rather than catastrophically, and that tell you exactly what hurts when they are bleeding. Remember, the goal isn't an unbreakable system. The goal is a system that bends, recovers, and keeps the lights on when everything around it is falling apart. All right? If this helps you, help someone else by sharing. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next one.